Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you guys. I see you on here bright and early. Welcome to the call. Excited to have you guys.
Thank you, sir.
How you feeling?
Great.
All right. Where are you calling from?
Houston,
Allen,
Texas.
Baytown, Texas.
All right. We've got Houston in the house. We've got Baytown in the house. If you're just getting on, do me a favor. Make sure you send out a last-minute reminder to those on your team about today's training call this morning. Got a couple of announcements we're going to be making. We're going to be making as relates to our training schedule and a couple of other things that are taking place in terms of events. I want to make sure that everybody has access to that.
Coach Juarez and Vivian White calling in from Rose Sharon, Texas.
Coach White, good morning.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Doing?
Fantastic.
Did you got on that Facebook Live I did last night?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Y'all gonna have to forgive me. It was a little. We had a little couple of slip ups on there, but I think the passion was felt.
The meat was good. That what Vivian said. The meat was good.
Amen. Tell us, spit out the bones. I think it was 2 bones, maybe 3 bones. I think it was 2, maybe 3 bones. See, that's why I can't be a pastor, because they would walk right on out to church after that. What'd she say?
She says a drop the mic moment right there.
Well, amen. Yes, indeed. I was really fired up. I told you I was going to do it. It had been marinating in my spirit for like a week or so. And when we talked last night, and it just triggered. So I was already planning on doing it. But after we spoke last night, I said, "Oh, I must do this. This got to go out." So.
Oh yeah.
Anyhow. What'd she say?
She said her wounds are healing from all the cuts.
Oh no, not the wounds. Oh no. We got to cut diamonds. That's all. We just cut off some diamonds. I appreciate you guys. Ruby is done this month. Did y'all see how clear the Ruby picture got after we talked?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We're going to discuss some of that this morning, just really getting clear on what that looks like. I think there are a lot of people that once we really kind of see it, it's done. Because so many of you are closer to Ruby than you even know. It's like right there. Right, Carmen?
Indeed.
All right. Okay, guys, welcome to the call. We'll be getting started.
Sorry, I'm driving. Yes, sir.
Yes. Did you, Carmen, did you see, I know you were looking in the back office, and I'm going to talk about that a little this morning too, just kind of being able to track that. Were you able to kind of see what I was showing or kind of talking about in terms of going to Tree Viewer and looking at all that stuff?
Yes, I sent it, didn't I?
Say it again?
I did. I'd send it to you.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I think you did, but I had like 30,000 text messages come in after we were texting. So during the time of us texting, but that's all right. Yep, I got it. Well, no, you didn't send it to me. I got what you sent.
Okay. I know to do that too, so let me check.
No worries.
Okay.
I saw.
When I get, I'm on 10 more minutes.
Don't do it now. No,
and I check.
No,
Yeah,
that's okay. I know you're driving.
Yeah.
I understand. I know you're driving. We'll get to it at some point today because I'm gonna cover it today. I'm gonna cover a couple of the points that we were talking about yesterday. I'm gonna cover that as well this morning so that
Awesome.
everybody's on the same page with it. But welcome to the call. Hey, Stephanie Allen, you're back from Big Money, Texas. Stephanie Allen. Well, I see her on here. I think she may be frozen though. Welcome. There she is.
Hey, yes, sir. I'm back from Big Money, Texas, and it is big money.
you know that's what they call Beaumont, right? Beaumont.
Oh, really? No,
They
I
call
did
it
not.
big.
It was. Look, I was on the call. I was hosting a sip and sample. I mean, multitasking. And one of the gentlemen asked me a question, and I answered his question. He goes, "I didn't even think you heard me." He goes, "Man, you can do 3 things at once." I said, "Yeah." I said, it was so funny. He's like, "Oh, you heard my question?" Because I'm so used to it. You got to multitask. You got to use all means necessary. The
That's right.
coronavirus was not going to stop me from going to Beaumont.
Amen.
I'm not going to change my plans.
No, just wash your hands. Don't change your plans. All right. Good morning. Welcome to the call. We'll take another 30 seconds of intros. I know we've got people dialing in. I know we've got simultaneous calls. I talked with Presidential Diamond last night, Nina Moore. She already had a training call planned for her team, because you guys know I kind of sporadically do these trainings. Sometimes we're going every single week on trainings, and then sometimes we'll take a day or a weekend or whatever it is, not off, but we're traveling or whatever the case may have been. And so I know we've got simultaneous trainings going on right now. Nina Moore, Presidential Diamond, top 150 earner. She's doing one as well. We kind of talked last night about some of the topics she's going to be covering. So I think it'll be great cross-pollination of what we're doing to kind of layer training aspects down. I know they're doing a lot more this morning, social media training that she told me they will be doing. And then today on our call this morning here, I'm going to be talking about specifically plan, do, review. Just based on a lot of the conversations. I see you, Tracy Fisher, triple diamond, brand new reloaded bonus going in, got new rubies going out, getting promoted, excited about that. But to this morning, I'm really going to talk about, and I'm gonna mute us real quick. Sorry about that, guys. Let me mute us all and make sure we got a clear, crisp call. I invited a few of the rubies from last month to get onto the line. Viley Ford, be on standby, because I'm gonna bring you on as well, because what you did last month, requalifying your pin, it's so imperative and so important as you continue to propel and move your businesses forward. So anyway, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being on the call this morning. There are a couple of things that I wanted to kind of talk through as we finish out March Gladness. You know, everybody's talking about March Madness, and it comes from the perspective of basketball. It's amazing how something catches on, right? And that's the college, I guess, Tracy, what would that be? The college series? I guess that's what it's called, the college series, basketball series. They call it March Madness because it's the top teams competing at an all-time high, all-time level, and they're just going after it. And so a lot of people in business and in sales, specifically direct sales and network marketing, have adopted the mantra of March Madness. And for me, you know, a few years ago, well, probably over a decade ago, I was attending a church called Higher Dimension right here in Houston. And at Higher Dimension, they said, we're not mad about anything. We're glad about everything. And so we're not doing March Madness. They didn't do a March Madness celebration. They did a March Gladness celebration. And from that, just birthed this whole philosophy for me when it came to our business. I'm not against March Madness or against the colloquialism. I just believe we're going to be so glad that we did. So glad that we plan, we do, and we review. So real quickly, let me just kind of give a couple of highlights before I bring on the rubies, a couple of rubies from last month, because everything that we're going to talk about tonight or this morning is about ruby promotions. Please write that down, ruby promotions. But we're going to take it all the way down to the what I call practicality. I know a lot of you, we talk about, you know, the back office, talk about running different reports, and it is astonishing to me how many of us don't even know where to go in the back office to look at volume, to look at reporting, to look at certain things that I thought was just, you know, was there. But we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to give you some suggestions of where you can go to in the back office, because once you see things clearly, then you move expeditiously. And so we're going to talk about that as well. A couple of announcements. Number one, on Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern, there will be an opportunity Zoom that we do. It more than likely will not be on this Zoom line, but it will be streamed on Facebook, okay? So pay attention to the details. I'm going to send out a text message once we confirm that Zoom line. Okay, that's going to be only for Monday. Monday's date is going to be the 16th of the month. Okay, so 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on the 16th. That Zoom will be done by none other than myself and Presidential Diamond Top 150 earner, Mrs. Nina Moore. Okay, so that's going to be Monday. We're going to kick off the week with an absolute bang. Thank you guys so much for all of you that have participated in the Zoom calls all throughout the week. I mean, we had an incredible week of presentations, because what we understand is that showing the plan is more than necessary. It's more than important. It is the lifeblood of the business. It is the oxygen that gives your business life, giving presentations. And so for those of you that have in-home meetings going on, you have two-on-ones, one-on-ones, all of that is perfect, and it takes precedence and priority over the Zooms, but please do not negate to promote the Zooms. The purpose of those Zooms is to layer exposure. Write this down, please. Exposure is everything. The fortune is in the follow-up, and we work with the willing. Okay? Exposure is everything. The fortune is in the follow-up, and we work with the willing. So Monday, opportunity call 7 p.m. Tuesday, we have another opportunity Zoom, and that one will be broadcasted and live streamed on Facebook as well. But it will be on this Zoom line here. Tuesday's Zoom will be done by none other than myself, Triple Diamond, Mr. Tracy Fisher, and Diamond, Mrs. Stephanie Allen. Okay, so that's Tuesday at 7 o'clock. So I've given you two different opportunity Zooms that will take place on next week. So you can count on those happening Monday, 7 p.m. and Tuesday, 7 p.m. The Zoom ID I will text out for Monday. And for Tuesday, it will be the same Zoom ID. Okay? All right, so we've got that covered. Another thing I want to bring to your attention is starting next week. All right, or starting not next week, Monday, but starting on the 23rd, we will be moving our Saturday trainings, our Saturday morning 10 a.m. trainings. We're going to be moving that to Mondays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we will no longer be doing training calls at 10 a.m. Saturday. Now, we do reserve the right sometimes throughout the month where we may have to do some trainings on Saturday. So we're going to be a little flexible in that regard. And let me kind of share with you where the thought and the ideas come from to move the calls from Saturday morning to Monday. First of all, Saturday is the weekend warrior day. Okay, so I know many of you, thank you so much for tuning in, but most of us that are building the business, we're on the road. We're planning a meeting. We've got a meeting planned or whatever it is, typically on Saturday. Some of you got family obligations, different games or whatever it is on Saturday. So Saturday's attendance when it comes to training is very, very low considering the massiveness of our team. And the reason being is people want to be on the training, but we've got so many things scheduled. Sometimes, like I said, we're on the road driving. Sometimes we're doing meetings, we're traveling. Other times there may be family obligations. And a lot of those things conflict with the 10 a.m. Scheduled training that we would typically have, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time training that we'll typically have. So we're having it on Mondays at 8 p.m. and Mondays kick off the week. Okay, Mondays kick off the week. So remember, we've got the Sunday call, the family call, the It Works Sunday call, and I believe that's at 9 Central. That's 9 Central. So on Mondays, what we're going to do is we're going to do either 8 Central or 9 Central. I'm tossing and turning with the time, but it will start on the 23rd of this month. Okay, the 23rd will be our first training call. It's going to be a mentorship call, mastery call, development call, all of the things that we typically do on our Saturday platform, we're going to do on Monday. So it'll either be 8 p.m. Central or 9 p.m. Central. And I'll be talking and interfacing with many of the leaders that participate and share on that platform. And we'll kind of figure out what's going to be the best time for the global team as a whole. So just want to give those announcements. One more other announcement. Don't forget, Go Diamond Celebration, June 12th and June 13th. The Build It for Your Last Name Go Diamond Celebration. It's going to be absolutely incredible. This is the first event and our signature event that we're doing and we're putting on as an organization. The purpose of it is, you know, we understand that corporate does recognition, they do awards, they do training at a very high level because there's such an enormous amount of, you know, diamonds and doubles and triples and presidentials and even ambassadors around the world that are in the company and being promoted. And so a lot of times until you've advanced in your business or moved your business past the diamond or double or triple diamond level, you won't get awarded, recognized, or highlighted on the company's major platforms, whether it's at a green carpet or an international conference. And so what we want to do is we want to bring recognition, we want to bring awards, we want to bring the ceremony to all of the levels, starting at the ruby and above level. We're going to do hands-on training. You're going to be hearing from the best of the best. You're going to be hearing from people that are on the team and even in the company that are actually getting results now. You're going to hear training from obviously belly-to-belly training, how to host a conference call, how to navigate and go through the back office. We just added that as a segment of the training, whereas we're going to have the computer plugged up, walk you through the back office so you can actually see that at our Gold Diamond celebration. That's, again, June 12th and June 13th, all right? We're also going to be doing trainings when it comes to social media trainings. I believe Nina Mora is going to be one of the people one of the leaders that leads that segment of our training. So you're going to see more marketing and announcements coming out over the next upcoming weeks about the June 12th and June 13th event. It's going to be open to the entire Build It for Your Last Name family. Also, other teams are going to be there and present that will be at that training because nobody trains and teaches like we do, okay? And so we've got a very specific agenda in place to really help propel and grow your business. But you've got to participate. You got to participate. You got to lock arms, and you've got to be there, and you've got to start promoting now for that event. One of the things that we're doing, and I'm very excited about, is the 15 by 2 promotion, okay? So you sponsor 15 distributors, okay? It started March 1st all the way up until May 31st, okay? So from March 1st all the way up through May 31st, you personally sponsor 15 distributors and get them fast start bonus qualified by them enrolling 2 loyal customers. Guess what? When you come to the event, June 12th and June 13th, at this celebration, you will get a $500 cash bonus. That's one of the incentives that we have put on for the team, okay? Now, you do have to be a part of our organization to qualify for that. The training is open for everybody. The money is not. No, that's good. But anyhow, that's gonna be on June 12th and June 13th. So please prepare yourself and plan not only to be there, but have people on your team there. Remember, there is no green carpet this year, okay? Just kind of giving you the thought process behind why we put this event together. There is no green carpet this year for It Works. So, you know, typically, you know, you want to have a major event every 90 to 120 days. Remember, we just came back from conference. Many of us that came back from conference, and you saw the trajectory and the explosion of your organization after conference, right? You saw the growth. You saw a lot of the new rubies, a lot of the promotions, a lot of the reload bonuses and all those things take place that was coming out of conference. We would typically have a major event from the company that would take place around that June event. Well, there is not one, so guess what we have to do? We have to step up as leaders, put up the resources, plan it, and strategize to make sure we have an event for you to attend and promote so we can take your business to the next level of growth, especially going into the summer months. Remember, the summer months in direct sales and in network marketing, for the majority of people that did not plan and do not have a plan before summer, summer months are typically slower, okay? So we're having this event at the peak of summer, right when summer is about to start, so people have the energy, they have the vitality, they have the focus and the belief going into summer so that they can continue to grow, build their business, so you don't see a 30% decrease in your revenues in your business as the majority of the industry sees. They see between a 30 to 47% decrease in revenues during the summer months, because you got to remember the majority of our team is part-time. So they're traveling. Some of them are, you know, with the coronavirus, going to be at home. I don't know why you're at home, like the virus take up to the house. Anyway, we had a good time on Facebook Live last night about that. So those are some of the announcements I wanted to give. Now, real quick, I told you today, I covered the opportunity call schedule. I covered the schedule of the training changing from Saturdays, so you can have your Saturday mornings back. But again, we reserve the right periodically throughout the time, or throughout the months, we have to have what I call the liquidity of thought and the nimbleness of mind to have a dexterity of plans in place to make sure that we are servicing and supporting the organization. So stay tuned for a lot of that. We talked about the Go Diamond celebration and the promotion that's in place right now. So what I want to do before I go into a lot of the training, I want to start hearing from some of the people that applied the training that you're going to hear today. I want to just validate that what you're about to hear me teach on is actually working currently, not worked a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, but it's working currently as you know, as current as 30 days ago. So I invited a couple of people on. I want to go over now to Mr. Sharif Rashad. You know, Sharif and his wife, they've been involved in the company for a very short period of time. I think it's been 60 days or less. I can look at my mobile app and I can tell. If you don't have the mobile app, ladies and gentlemen, you are missing out. Go to your app store, download the It Works app. You can track everything from loyal customers, distributors, all of that. And I'll talk about that hopefully today as well. But, you know, Sharif, why don't you come online, talk about, you know, from the point of, I want you to pick up from the point of our discussion. Me and you, we talked. And this was after you came back from conference. I want you to even talk about the stretch that you and your wife made to come to conference, because I hadn't even heard that story. But talk about that sacrifice. Talk about that stretch in terms of financially. Talk about what you have to do because you have kids. You're working the business part-time, because I want to flatline any reasons, rationales, or justifications that a person would make for themselves or someone else on their team as to why they can't be a Ruby inside of It Works. Because remember, you go Ruby, everything else is about developing Rubies or helping people get to Ruby, and you get to ambassador. Everything is all about Rubies, okay? But I want you to talk about that. Then I also want you to pick up from the point of our discussion when I told you, Sharif, you're only X amount of dollars in volume, and keep an operative word, you're only X amount of dollars in volume away from Ruby. I want you to talk to everybody about what your plan was. Kind of talk about the communication we had on a daily basis, or how often we spoke until you got Ruby done, all the way to the last moment, the last day that you did get it done. So I'm gonna bring you on right now. Let me spotlight the video, unmute audio here. I've got you unmuted. You're probably gonna have to unmute it from your your point of view too. But talk about that, and then also, Sharif, if you don't mind, talk about what you did. I mean, in terms of the amount of loyal customers you enrolled, what you were doing to galvanize the volume that you needed in order to get promoted within your first full month as a brand new Ruby in the organization. So number one, again, congratulations. I know a lot of people saw the marketing material, the banner go up and all those types of things, and many people congratulated you for getting it done. But come on, I see you with your BIFYLN gear. My wife was telling me you had ordered some, and I think it was like $130 in overnight shipping yesterday for some other things. So anyway, come on and just kind of talk about all those good things, and appreciate you for being on.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkins. I appreciate the time. Yeah, we're having an event tomorrow, and I just said we have to represent. So the whole family got the shirts, and we were waiting on a hat, and it came in last minute. I said we got to be prepared for Sunday. I said, so Ms. Wilkins, you got to send it next day mail. So we made that investment because I know how important it is and this is going to segue into what exactly you asked me to speak about. I know how important it's going to be for people to see this logo, to see the brand when we have this event on tomorrow, and when we show the team that's growing in Atlanta, and I show the family wearing the shirt, and my wife wearing the shirt, my children wearing the shirt. It attracts people. People want to be part. And that's really what I'm continuing to do is just possible. Well, we spoke, Mr. Wilkins, to get to what you discussed. We spoke at the latter end of January, and we spoke. You showed me the video. You didn't do anything different than what you asked you teach us to do. You basically called me and had a brief conversation and sent me a video and followed up with me, and I said this I'm ready to give it my all, and spoke with my wife. She said she's ready to give it her all. And after that, after we said yes, you had mentioned for us to go to conference, and we had decided if we're giving this our all, then that means that we need to do what it takes to be successful. We can't half step it. We can't say with our mouths we're giving it our all, but then our actions are saying something different. So in order for us to make it to conference, my wife had to take a day off. We just moved, so her job really wasn't happy, but they'll get over it because the job won't be there in the next year or year and a half. She'll be retired. So we had that mindset. We're not going to let something temporary stop something that we know that's going to be permanent. We had to fly mother to watch the children. So we paid for airfare from New York for her. She came down to watch the children, and we paid for our airfare. And it got to a point where we were so green, Mr. Wilkins, we didn't know that the conference actually had tickets that had to be purchased. We thought we were fine. We bought the plane tickets. We got the room, we looked, wait a minute. Oh man, I said, we got to buy the tickets too, but we were all in. And when we came from conference, conference was just incredible. Going to conferences now, even with a new distributor that signed up, we have this event tomorrow. I'm so excited that he has an event to go to with him just signing up, because it's so important. It just gave us a jolt, a motivation. We saw so many people. We heard so many testimonies. If you don't expose yourself to not just the local calls, but to the larger arena of what you're part of, you really, you're doing yourself an injustice. It's very important. And from that energy, we just started exposing. We just tapped into the system. We built our list and kept building our list. And this is how we built our list. We followed exactly what the system says, but then of course we have our own holdups on who to call and who not to call, or who to include. And I said to my wife, I said, you know what? You look through my phone and I'm going to look through your phone, and we're going to go through every name by name. And if we find a name that we can't call, or we don't feel like calling, or for some reason we're like, oh, we're not calling that person, then that name needs to be deleted. That name needs to be out of our phone, because they're not profitable. So therefore, we really took the time to assess each and every person, which in all actuality, we really didn't delete many names. We had to just become true. We had to be honest with ourselves and say, there's a reason why we don't want to call this person. There's a reason why we're uncomfortable. We don't want to share this with this particular person. But we got to get over ourselves, because we're committed. So we got over ourselves, and we had a few launch calls, and a few people signed up, and I just followed the system. And I'm telling you, the first 20 days or 22 days of February, the month that we went Ruby, there was no idea that Ruby was even in our midst, that it was even in our grasp. It just didn't exist. To us, I was just saying, I'm just exposing, sign up some loyal customers, try to sign up some DTs. That's all it was about. Mr. Fisher kept telling me, print out your chart and strategize. I wasn't there yet. So Mr. Wilkins had called me. I believe it was 3 days left in a month. It was like February 25th. Or wait a minute. He said, I didn't know. That's crazy. Like,
Sharif, you're breaking up a little bit. Sharif, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. I'm breaking
up a little bit. Yeah. So just wherever you are.
Yes.
Okay. That's a lot better. You don't want to do a whole lot of moving. Yeah. Now we can hear you. All right.
I'm sorry. Where did we leave off?
You keep going. You were good. You was just starting to break up.
Okay, not a problem. So we I didn't get it in the first, and I'm gonna tell you, when you receive instructions from your upline, and especially if you're new, and I'm new, you may not some of these things you may not understand until you actually do it. I didn't understand it. I was like, wait a minute, how am I gonna do this? But I joined because I trust Mr. Wilkins. I joined because he's been successful. So I can't take that same trust and then change once when I'm challenged. That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna say it again. I can't change my trust in him just because I'm being challenged. So I had a moment where I said, man up, get it done. So I started reaching out to people, and I followed exactly what he discussed. He said, some people you're gonna have to call, and he gave me the language. And I called everybody all over again. And there were people that were close to me that I said, look, and I basically said this. I said, look, my wife and I are very close to. I know you've seen, and before I get that, we're very clear. Because I had spent so much time exposing the business, and I sent out samples. Because I had, my wife and I, we had laid so much groundwork. When I leveraged the relationships at the end of the month, it wasn't like they were hearing this for the first time. They were already aware of what we were doing, and they already saw the excitement. So when we reached out to them, they were actually, ready, willing to hear what I had to say. Like, oh wow, you're calling me about this. So when we called them and we said, hey, look, we're ready. We're very close to promoting to a new position in the business. I know you've seen what we're doing, and we're so excited. And I just need to count. I need to count on you. There were some people who I even said, listen, you have no choice. Go ahead and place that order. I need those orders in order to rank up. And I don't want to make it seem as if it was just a bullying. What came alive to me was, and my wife, we realized some people may never take a step. And even though we leveraged those relationships, to me, I believe we did them a good service, because now they're being exposed to products that they love. And I've heard nothing but great things from everybody, even the ones that just bought it because I said buy it. And two, now they have an opportunity to join the business, which they would not have, most likely not even made that decision unless I had called using the language that Mr. Wilkins gave us. So we went ahead. I mean, we didn't make it to Ruby until the 20 minutes. I mean, we were down to the last 5 minutes in the evening. We had to move some volume around, and we just made it. But it really was exposure, belief, trust, following the instructions of your upline. If I had decided not to listen to Mr. Wilkins, if my wife had decided not to listen to Mr. Wilkins and decide to make a decision on our own to say, no, this is too much, that challenge is too big, then I wouldn't be having this conversation with you guys right now. I apologize if I took too long, Mr. Wilkins, but that's pretty much it, sir.
Well, man, you hit on a lot of great points, and certainly appreciate that. Congratulations. One of the things that I tell everybody is that, you've got to plan. You got to plan your success. You do. You've got to plan not only what you're doing, how you're going to approach it, but be in daily communications. One of the things I want to piggyback on with regards to what he said before I bring on the Fergusons, and I believe I've got Viley Ford on here. I'm going to be training, kind of going back and forth with this training and sharing just some things to just kind of really help you highlight what you should be doing. One of the things that you need to do that Sharif was talking about is you need to be in constant communication with your sponsor, your coach, and your upline. And these may be different people. Your sponsor may not necessarily be your coach. Okay? Your upline may not necessarily be your coach. Your coach is the person that has intimate knowledge about your business and about your state of affairs. When I say intimate knowledge, I'm not talking about they know, no. I'm just saying that there's a level, you kept using the word trust. There's a level of transparency because there cannot be any trust without transparency, right? So your coach is the person you're having constant communication with that has a deeper level of transparency about your business. They know how many people you sponsor. They know where your volume is right now. They know how much volume is needed for you to be promoted. They know why you started the business. They know what oppositions you're dealing with, whether from a spouse or, from a job. See, there's a level of intimacy there. So you have to be having, I'm talking about going Ruby and promoting Ruby. Remember that the whole emphasis of our call is plan, do, and review. So the planning has to do with constant communication with my coach. A part of the planning as well, and remember, this is a two-way street. I marvel at the fact when I have to continuously call certain people that have a goal, that tell me they have a goal. Why am I having to continue to call you? Why is your coach having to continuously call you? Now, the coach should be calling you. If you watch any team that's playing, you'll notice the coach calls timeouts, okay? Why? So that we can convene, we can reconvene, we can give more instruction. We can see, okay, do this, run this, okay, here's what's going on. Here's where the opposition is coming from, and we can give specific instructions on how to get to the goal or how to accomplish the goal, okay? So constant communication. Another thing is when you log into your eSuite, one of the things that you want to do is click on reports, okay? Log into your eSuite, you click on the tab that says reports. It's at the top of your eSuite, okay? You log in, you'll click reports. After you click reports, you'll see where it says tree viewer. You'll see tree viewer, all right? This is for those of you so you can get clear on seeing Ruby, all right? You click tree viewer. After you click tree viewer, then you will begin to see a depiction of what is your volume, how many people you've personally enrolled as a distributor. You will see what we call your legs of business. A leg is nothing but a lane for production. Okay. Remember, we're talking about legacy. Think about this. You can have no legacy without legs. Legacy, L-E-G-A-C-Y. You got to have some legs to have a legacy. Make sense? So once you click on Tree Viewer, the Tree Viewer shows your personally enrolled legs of business. And you can click each name on there and you'll see some reporting tabs right to the right of it. And I'm gonna log in right now. Guys, you can do this from your smartphone. You can do this from your iPad. You see here, this is my smartphone right here. You can log in right here. I just want to kind of go through this. I know it's a little trite, it's a little mundane. I know you're used to us, speaking and motivating and all of those types of things, and those are important. We'll continue to do that as a team, as an organization, but I promise you, through the conversations I've had over the last 30 days, I'm like, man, we've really got to do a better job with explaining this, because I believe once people see this a lot more clearer, they will run a whole lot faster, okay? So you enter in your password, you log in. Okay, hold on one second here. All right. We're just logging in here. All right, good deal. Okay, so now after you log in, just kind of giving you some steps here. You'll log in. You'll see this as your screen here. All right, you'll see that as your screen. What you'll look for is reports up at the top. The little graph here. You click reports. Boom. Now you've got your reports loaded. See where it says Tree Viewer. Oh, can't see that. But you'll see Tree Viewer. You'll click on Tree Viewer. Just want to walk you guys through this here. And the first thing that you'll see under Tree Viewer, you should see your pretty picture, okay? If you haven't loaded your picture, go load your pretty picture in there. So there was a question. I was talking to Juarez and Vivian last night because we're planning out, and you hear the verbiage charted for Ruby. I love what Stephanie Allen just put up on social media with Jerisha, right? Charted for Ruby simply means I've got the plan and the people in place. Now we just got to go get it completed. Chart it and then complete it. Chart it, plan, do, review. Chart, complete, right? So now you'll see the people that the legs of business. You'll see your name here. You'll see the legs of business that you have, right? You'll also see where it says info account volumes. This is all under the same tab under Tree Viewer. You will click where it says volume. Click where it says volumes, and you will see what you're, wow. We're already about 50% of where we were last month as an organization. That's the sign of a growing business. Remember, whatever you finished off for the month or whatever your goal is, I look at the month in two different halves. Come on, football. Two different halves. You got the first half and the second half. So the first half of the month, I want to be 50% to my goal. So for example, you got somebody going Ruby. Their goal is to go Ruby. I want them at least at 1,000 in volume by the 15th of the month. Okay. Why? Because now they can believe they can get the other 50%. Now, Jarrod, what if they're only 30%? That's fine. I'll let them know. You're only this amount away. I always say that because here's the thing. They really are. I already know. One decision of belief is done. I think Sharif, them were about 700 in volume. They had about, when they looked at their volume, they're probably about 700 in group volume with maybe 5 days left in the month. I called them. Sharif, bro, I just saw this. I didn't realize you were this close to Ruby. So what did I do? I took the total volume, which is 2,000 in group volume, minus the 700. And I was like, bro, you're only 1,300 in volume away. He said, is that good or bad? I said, bro, oh my God, only 1,300. That's it. Some of you like, man, 1,300, where am I gonna get that? See, plan. Now we go to the do. So I said, we're 1,300 away from you getting the Ruby. Ruby, and here's what I started to tell them to say. Ruby is done. Emerald is done. Diamond, it's done. Double, it's done. You just keep, it's done. There's no vacillating. See, oh, I'm gonna try. I already know your belief is not there. As you speak your word, so shall it be done. You're only 1,300 away. So here's what I said. We've got 5 days left. 1,300 in volume is what we need. That's our goal. Divided by 5 days. I said, man, we only need $260 in volume a day. That's nothing. Some of you are like, oh my God, 260 a day. Guys, I'm telling you, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. We're running out of time. Guys, we may go probably about 10 to 15 minutes, a little over, because I want you guys to hear from people that did this last month. Why? To help build your belief. Faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing, right? So now, you need $260 for the day. So why am I sharing this with you? I want you to go into your back office click on Tree Viewer, click on volume. Let's see where your volume is right now. Where are you right now? What's your goal for the month? Is your goal to get promoted to Emerald? Where are you right now? Like on the 14th of the month, where is my volume? How much how much more volume do I need? And then you divide that number, watch this, by the number of dates remaining. So we've got today, all today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We got 18 whole days. That's like 18 months, guys. I'm telling you, you're only that dollar amount in volume away. So you divide it by the days and you see, okay, I've got to generate X amount of dollars a day. How do I do it? Ladies and gentlemen, there are 2 ways to generate volume in our company. The number 1 way to generate volume is through loyal customers. I have seen the light. Mr. Fisher, I see the light, brother. Oh my God. Y'all had me stuck on recruiting these distributors. Nope, that's not the number 1 to generate volume in It Works. It's not. Guess what? We were talking last night, me and Vivian and Juarez. When you enroll a distributor for $99, guess how much volume you get? A big fat 0. So some of us, we are good at what I call selling kits. You're good at selling kits. I'm not demonizing it. I'm not against it. I'm telling you, the number 1 way to get your 260 in volume points a day, if that's what you need, or $500 a day, or $1,000 a day, is to do what? Enroll new loyal customers. Jarrod, how do I do it? You open up your mouth. You utilize your fingers. Man, do you know all the before and afters that we're getting with this skinny brew? If you haven't been to my stories on Instagram or Facebook, you're missing out. You haven't been to the stories of some, go through their stories. All I'm doing is stealing everybody's pictures. Screenshot, and I put them all in my stories. I'm enrolling customers like crazy. Okay? Your before and after. You use those. Watch this. We can use our telephones, calling people. You heard Mr. Sharif. He had been promoting and exposing. He just started, watch this. It's easier for people to enroll as a customer than it is for them to make a decision to become a business partner. That's why enrolling customers is the number 1 way to generate volume. So here's what I told him. I said, you had $260 a day in volume is what you need. Why don't we go with the skinny brew? How much volume does a person get when they purchase, a 15 sticks of skinny brew or 36 or 60 sticks? Okay? You look at that volume. You call people, hey, listen, I've got my own health and wellness business. I've got my own, nutritional company. I just started a new business. Oh, I don't know if you've seen this, but I started my own health and wellness, online health and wellness company. Or I partnered with a global health and wellness company. And man, I'm a few orders away from getting promoted into the company. And I need your help. I need a favor from you. Would you mind supporting me? Here's humility. Oh my God. Would you mind supporting me and becoming a loyal customer of mine? It's free. It's free to become a loyal customer. We'll set you up with your own account for free. You're going to get your own website set up for free. There's no monthly cost to it at all. And all you've got to do is place an order, for one of our products. You drink coffee or tea at least on occasion? And then I'll go into that. I mean, we just launched a new coffee line. It's a skinny brew coffee. It's a fat burning coffee. Man, it's delicious. Man, the before and afters that are coming back on this thing, I've never seen anything like this in terms of people losing this type of weight in this short period of a time. And guess what? I get them on that and I sign them up as a loyal customer. I'm not going to go so far into detail. I don't want to go so far into detail, but you kind of get the gist of it. Now, remember what I said. The plan, you got to have constant communication with your coach. So after this call, remember, you've gone through Tree Viewer, you see what you need. You can call your coach. Coach, I need some help with the strategy of how to enroll loyal customers. Let us give you specific verbiage. Let us make calls, whatever we need to do with you so you can feel confident to make the call or confident to make the post or do both. I'm both calling, I'm texting. You better not like nothing on my page. Oh, I'm in your inbox. I wish you would. You like something? When you like something, that is your signal. That's the back signal going up saying, Jarrod, I want you to talk to me about being a loyal customer. Man, I'm so fired up to enroll loyal customers right now. Why? One loyal customer. And some of you probably, I'm going to say this, and I would think you would know this, but my wife didn't even know this. Watch this. Do you know when your PBV, your personal business volume, is at 150 volume for the month through customers, you don't have to run an auto ship? Did you know that? Like if you had one customer, two customers, or five customers, and their orders for the month of March combined was 150 BV, you don't have to run auto ship and you're fully qualified for commissions. Guys, listen to me. That's incredible. So you can do that. You go set a goal. I was talking to Nina, this is 2 days ago, because we were going back and forth, how many customers she had enrolled, how many customers I enrolled. I said, it's not fair. You're a woman. You know, women buy stuff from women all the time. And she was like, yeah, I enrolled 76 customers last month. I said, oh, man, my little 8 customers, I thought I was doing something, you know. He's like, so I got excited. And then I looked at my wife. My wife's like, man, she said, I can't enroll no loyal customers. I said, first of all, you got to change your mindset, Portia Wilkins. Because she had just sponsored some new distributors. I said, we don't care nothing about your little distributor. You know, just kidding, guys. I was like, we don't care nothing about your distributors you didn't enroll. We get customers right now. So she got fired up. She started posting in her stories about loyal customers. And why? Because we're putting customers on the book. Think about it. You get a loyal customer that's buying 1, 2, or 3 products a month. Remember, they're locked in for 3 months. But here's the deal. And this is what I tell all my loyal customers. You can cancel at any time. They just need that assurance. Like, you know, it's a 3-month commitment, Stephanie, but you can cancel next month. If you don't like, you can cancel the account. Ain't no penalties, nothing. So, okay, I'll do it. Guess what happens? Just like their Netflix bill, just like their cable bill, just like their Hulu bill, they're going to keep that subscription. And they'll go in there, they'll be ordering products and all that type of stuff. And guess what? Your checks will keep coming in. So anyway, I just want to kind of cover that real quick. Let's go back out to the lines. Let's bring on let's hear from a woman. Ferguson, hold on for a second. I want to go out to Mrs. Viley Ford. You know, Mrs. Viley Ford is a quiet storm. I'm not playing no games with her this month, though, at all. Viley Ford, I'm on you like white on rice. Why am I on you like white on rice, Mrs. Viley Ford? Because you're supposed to already be a diamond. How do I know you're already supposed to be a diamond? Because you were a national sales director in Mary Kay. If you can sell some cosmetics, you can sell some coffee. All right, not just kidding. But she's rocking and rolling. We talked on, I think this is like the last week or whatever it was, last couple of weeks in February. I mean, I never have to worry about Mrs. Ford in terms of getting on webinars. I never have to call her and, oh, you coming to conference? She tries to play games. She's like, I don't know. I only got like 6 people coming with me. I'm like, hey, you know, you were, you know. So she'll pop up with all these types of things. I'm so proud of her. She called me. I was like, listen, we're setting up your Emerald Excursion in March. And so I know it's done already. I said, we've got to requalify Ruby. It's one thing to hit the pin. It's another thing to produce that organization. And so we talked and she said, oh, it's done. She got it done last month. Viley Ford, why don't you come online, maybe take a couple of minutes here, talk about why requalifying your position was so important to you, and what was your strategy? Because every time we talked, it was another, you know, it was another thing of you enrolling a customer, enrolling a distributor, or whatever it was. And I know we've been doing 3-way calls after 3-way calls, bringing on new people on your team as well. So the call is all yours.
Good morning, Mr. Wilkinson.
Oh, she still calls me Wilkinson.
Jarrod, okay, go ahead.
That's all right. Go ahead.
Good morning. And I thought to myself, I said, well, you have to be prepared at all times, because I almost came downstairs in my pajamas. And I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, Jesus. So I was saying, you got to be ready at all times. But requalifying for Ruby was important to me because my goal is to go diamond. But I've come to realize you've got to build this thing one step at a time.
Right.
Because like a house, you got to have a good foundation, and we've got that foundation here. We've got an awesome company, we've got awesome products, but the key is, like you said, it's built with customers, because distributors will walk away at any time. But if you get good customers, somebody that's loyal to you. So how I did this thing, I use my, well, I don't think you can see it, but I use my steps to success form, because that really helps me out. And then also I did my charting. So that's another thing that I did. And then I followed the leader, because Mr. Wilkins called me and he said, let's get Ruby requalified. I said, okay. So whatever he asked me to do, I just did it. And then he called me and he said, hey, Vi, how close are you? And then he gave me some strategies, what to do. And I just did what he asked me to do. He said, call some of your old distributors and see what they can do. Call your friends, just friends, church members, whoever, and ask them to do you a favor. So I went out, and it was not hard. People said, well, I'm gonna do this just because of you. And I said, I've got a goal that I'm trying to reach, and will you help me? And I was amazed that the people says, I'm doing this for you. So I thought back to what Jarrod was preaching about on Facebook last night about influence. And so I used my influence, and people, they signed up. And so that's how I was able, to reach Ruby. And so now my goal is, like I said, diamond that's my goal, diamond. Because I've got a vision board down here, and it has on here what my goals are. So I talked to this vision board because, like he said, see, your mouth can either make you or break you. And I keep telling people, quit saying, I'm trying, because see, if you're trying, you're not going to do it. And when Mr. Wilkins called me and said, get it done, I just got it done. So back to you, Jarrod.
Thank you so much. I'm proud of you. I told her, here's the interesting thing. Mrs. Ford went Ruby, watch this, and I hadn't placed one single person down below her. Are you listening to me? I hadn't placed one customer or one distributor in her organization. She went Ruby. Same thing with Sharice. Hadn't placed one distributor or one loyal customer down below him, and he went Ruby. Same thing with the Fergusons you're about to hear from. Hadn't placed one distributor or one customer down below him, and they went Ruby. Why? Because Ruby, I want you to write this down. Ruby is the believer's position. I need for you to believe. I need for you to bring your 2 fish and 5 barley loaves of bread to the table. And let's watch God multiply it. Because here's the agreement I make with so many of the leaders. I say, okay, once we get to Ruby, now I can start helping with structure to get you to Emerald and above. Now I can start, when I enroll somebody and it makes sense, I can place them down below you, whether it's a loyal customer or distributor. But I'm not placing down below anybody that does not at least get to Ruby. Now, this is just my philosophy. You can do whatever you want to do, however you want to approach it. That's completely up to you. It's your discretion. Remember, it's your business. You're an independent business owner. But my philosophy is a person gets to Ruby, that in my perspective is someone that's coming to the table saying, here's my 2 fish, my 5 barley loaves of bread, I'm believing. And so now I meet them at that belief. And I'm not only doing meetings with them, I'm doing conference calls, I'm planning, I'm strategizing, and I'm also helping and placing. So let's go back out real quick as we get ready to wrap up here. Let's go to Mr. Ferguson. Ferguson, take a couple of minutes, share the same thing. I know you guys' story is so powerful because you've been in the business for 17 months now. And been in the business 17 months, just promoted to Ruby last month, you and your wife. Talk about what took place. What was the trigger? Okay, because there's always a trigger that says, okay, I'm signed in, now I'm about to sell out. Okay, I'm selling out to this vision, selling out to this process. Talk about what that trigger was, because you guys made a sacrifice, I think with probably a week or whatever it was, within a week to come to conference, because you originally weren't even coming to conference. But you made the decision, you came to conference, And then after you guys both came to conference, less than 30 days later, you went Ruby. Tell us what you were doing, who you were calling. Were you doing in-home meetings? Were you doing things on social media? What you were doing to get Ruby accomplished in the month of February? The call is all yours.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Wilkins. Can you hear me, sir?
And see you. Yes, sir, we can.
Awesome, awesome. Well, first of all, thank you for allowing me to share. The truth was, back in December, Pam was having a conversation with me, and she said, Sundiata, it's time for us to get back to work. And I remember there was some home events coming up in January, and so we decided to attend. And if you remember, as you shared, we weren't even coming to conference specifically because of scheduling and things of that nature. And I remember you had told Pam, hey, you guys need to get to conference. So initially, Pam was going to come and I was going to stay back and take care of the home front. And then you and I had a brief conversation about, hey, why aren't you coming, right? And so Pam and I said, hey, you know what? We're gonna have to make this happen. We weren't sure. We moved some things around, and we got to conference. And for me, because of my health issues, having not been able to get to conference before, me being there with Pam, it made all the difference in the world. One, I was back with my partner, my teammate. You know, we built everything together. So for her, that was empowering for her. But for me, it actually built my belief in what we had been a part of for the last 16 plus months, right? And so when we got back from conference, we were really fired up. So Pam said, hey, we're going to get this. I remember the day after we got back from conference, calling Mr. Beasley and saying, hey, this is the plan. We talked about recalling everybody that had already been in our organization, all our loyal customers, and that's what we did. We went back through the list. Now, did everybody respond? No. Did everybody say yes? No. But the thing was, we were doing the work, and what happened was we recruited some new people. And in the process of recruiting those new people, some of those people were excited, but we were still calling through our old list and all the old people. We had a few old customers that came back and said, yeah, we'll support you. And then Pam said, you know what? We can't wait for Jarrod and Tracy and they to do presentations for us. We got to start doing some Zooms on our own. So there was a stretch where every night after the team Zoom call at 8 p.m. and 9 p.m., we were doing Zooms, and we had our team just inviting. Sometimes we'd have 2 people on, sometimes we'd have 5 to 10 people on. But the fact of the matter was that we were doing them. And there were nights I was exhausted, losing my voice and all of that. And then I remember that last few days when we had gotten to about 1,600, Pam was like, well, it's done. So we actually, before that, let me say this. In the beginning of February, when we got back from conference, we went on to Canva, I did, and I made up this little banner that said Pamela and Sundiata Ferguson, Ruby. So I was looking at it every day. I didn't really have to show it to Pam because she was just on fire, but I was looking at it every day. So again, you know, Mr. Wilkins talked about that, the things that we speak. We have one that already says Diamond on it. Now it's just working. I remember having conversations with Mr. Fisher saying, hey, do we need to move this here? Do we need to do this here? We're getting these orders. Where do we need to strategically place them? And ultimately what ended up happening is we ended up hitting Ruby a day before the month was closed. And so now we're poised to knock that out within the next day or so and keep pushing towards Emerald and Diamond. So I'd like to turn it back over to you, sir. Thank you for allowing me to share.
Man, I'm so proud of you guys. And again, another example of someone who, you know, really is taking the bull by the horn and saying, we're going to get this thing done. And that's what's required, ladies and gentlemen, to really make this thing happen in a major way. Because, you know, when I look at everybody in terms of what they're talking about seeing it. You know, one of the things I do, I would recommend going into your e-suite, and I'm going to bring on Tracy Fisher to kind of help close us out with some of this as well. You can go into your e-suite and you can pull the charting report. So if your goal is to go Ruby, you can pull that report. Your goal is to go Emerald, you can pull that chart so you can see it. What I've done is I was doing this, I've been doing this probably really the last 10 years, since 2009. What It Works calls charting, I've been doing that for the last decade. I do it in my calendar. So I draw out my legs of business, and I've got it all planned out. See, we talk about seeing the goal. You know, at the top of my calendar, it's got my ambassador goal on there. It's got my income goal. So guess what? I look at my calendar every single day. My goal is in front of me every single day. I recommend you do the same thing. You can go through all of my calendars from the moment we got started inside of It Works. It's the same thing. I've got it charted out. I'm seeing it every single day, whether business is up, business is down. It does not matter. I'm charted. I'm looking at it. So that's one of the things that Sunyata Ferguson talked about. We talked about, of course, enrolling new loyal customers. Congratulations. I just got a text from Mr. Alexander Levy over in Florida. He just enrolled another loyal customer this morning. This was as of 2 minutes ago. And when he sent me the screenshot, I told him, man, this is what you need to post in your stories. Post that on social media, okay? That you enroll, you got a brand new loyal customer. You post this, guess what happens? People are like, man, what's a loyal customer? And people are looking for recognition, okay? So guess what? You'll see some people, they look at it on your stories, you message them. You see some people, they like it on your Facebook, or they like that on your Instagram, you message them. Remember, that's the back signal, them saying, hey, I want to be a loyal customer, okay? Not everybody wants to do the business, so let's not make a good customer a bad distributor, okay? So, Mr. Tracy Fisher, I know you've got a lot of great things and great momentum happening in your organization all throughout the country. I'm gonna bring you on, Mr. Tracy Fisher, triple diamond, fastly going after and getting promoted to presidential diamond. I'm gonna bring you on. The spotlight's on you. Go ahead and take it away, sir.
Hey, Mr. Wilkins, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir, and we can see you, sir. Go forward.
Awesome, awesome. First and foremost, let me say how appreciative that we all are as an organization, as a team, for what you have, what you've been doing, what you're doing now, and what you're going to continue to do in the future for this organization. So your work ethic, sir, over the last month or 2 months, every single day doing Facebook Live presentations for this organization has been absolutely incredible. You continue to serve at a very high level for this organization. And for those of us who want to become professionals, those of us who want to become pros at how to present the business, all we have to do is duplicate our coach. We have a coach that's showing you exactly how to do it. We have a coach that's showing you how to present with passion, how to present with humility, how to close out a presentation. We have a coach that's showing us how to do it. And so at some point, Mr. Wilkins, everyone on this broadcast is going to have to become a professional if you really want to build this at a high level. Every one of us have to learn how to do this. And so I just want to be, on behalf of all of our leadership, I just want to say we thank you, sir. Every single day you continue to pour into everyone. Also, I want you to, we're not going to apologize, guys, for our Saturday morning training. I know we're going to change it to Monday night. We're not going to apologize for going over 1 hour. Listen, the world is threatened right now with this Crayola virus, this coronavirus. The world is afraid right now. So guess what? You're at home anyway. We're all at home anyway. You might as well get to the point where you can learn something. And I commend Mr. Wilkins for teaching this morning. And so what I want to do, guys, is I want to talk to you really quick about a few things that's going to help you continue to grow in the business. And one of the things I want you to, the difference between, there's a guy named Greg Popovich. There's a guy named Bill Belichick. There's a guy named Andy Reid. And there's a guy named Phil Jackson. Do you guys know what all of those guys have in common? These are all coaches, whether it's professional football or professional basketball. You know what they have in common? Let me tell you what they have in common. All of them either will be or they're already first ballot Hall of Fame coaches. Already, first ballot. And the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, is because of this. All four of these guys, and it's some more, they pay attention to detail. These guys pay attention to the detail. And so when we want to go to our levels of success, whether you're going for Ruby, whether you're going for Emerald or Diamond or Double Diamond or Triple Diamond, I believe that it's important not only that you decide, you get mad, make a decision, get mad, and focus in on the details of what's going on in your back office, in your reporting. Understand that in order for me to go to the Ruby level, then once I identify my 3 business partners and I have that chart filled out, then my responsibility is to go and look at the reporting. Go and look at the reports to see, okay, where is that 2,000 volume going to come from? That's what the question you have to ask. Man, where is that volume going to come from, right? And so when I look at my 3 business partners, I say, okay, like Mr. Wilkins said, I can focus on upgrading my packages. I highly suggest that you do that. The one reason I love Miss Stephanie Allen and her husband Ronald is because these guys, when they go and do a meeting at someone's home, they're bringing all types of products. And I told Miss Stephanie yesterday, if you didn't have that, if you didn't upgrade your order, if you don't order a lot of product every single month, you're not going to have the necessary products in order for you to go and build your business, right? It's all a tax write-off for you anyway. So, Mr. Wilkins, I wanted to share that particular part, but guys, I also wanted to kind of cover something real quick here. In order for all of us to get any type of rank up bonuses, let's say your goal is to go diamond and you want that $15,000 bonus. Here's what I want you to understand. Unless you have 6 loyal customers on the books, you can't participate in that extra bonus money. Okay. So you have to make sure that by the end of the month, you have your 6 loyal customers on the books. Okay. That is so very, very important. Mr. Wilkins, this is my first chart. Look at this, guy. When I went diamond, this was back October 2018. Look at this, guys. And I want you to see some of these craziness. My wife was kind of filling in this sheet for me here, right? Let me tell you why we chart. Let me tell you why we chart. This is the old way when we had 5 legs of business and we were maneuvering people through these particular charts. The reason why we chart is because we have to be able to see where the volume is going to come from. You see, we have to be able to see under this person, there's only 200 volume in that leg. Under that person, Tamika, there was only 105 volume in that leg. So I have to make sure that that leg of business is at 400, right? And so whatever I have to do to maneuver, we're going to make sure that leg gets to 400 volume, right? And so here's the thing. If you're working with Tracy Fisher or if you're working with a Stephanie Allen, how do I help you go to the emerald level if you don't chart yourself to emerald? I have to be able to see exactly where your volume is going to come from, right? And so to me, that's what's so very, very important. Guess what? Some of the top leaders in the company, they chart, right? They actually chart their way to the next level, okay? Now, here's another thing that why charting is important. Well, let's say for instance, let's say for instance, I'm gonna give you guys a nugget here. Let's say for instance that I have the talent of getting 15, 20 customers. And we understand customers is volume. Well, then I have the ability that if I write up my 15th customer, then I can write that customer up and see inside of, okay, this is Jaden. This may be Jaden's leg. And I see that Jaden has 300 volume in that leg. So I can maneuver a 25-point order and place that underneath a leg that I have charted already in my box. So I can move that 25 points and put that up under Jaden within a 24-hour period. And guys, I know we're getting a little bit technical here, but that's why charting, so you can see where your volume is going to come from, okay? Where it's going to come from. So I think that's very, very important. And so with that being said, guys, listen, I want to commend those individuals who have closed out Ruby. Man, I commend you guys so much because, again, like Mr. Wilkins said, Ruby level is the believer's pen. It is the believer's pen. And so here's the deal. If you can go Ruby, you can go to every rank in this company because your focus should be how many other Rubies can I help get to my level? And if you do that, welcome to Diamond. welcome to Double Diamond. Most certainly welcome to the highest levels in the company. It's all about producing rubies, guys, every single month. And so with that being said, I want to turn it back over to my coach. But guys, listen, if you have not listened to his broadcast last night after his presentation, listen, I want you guys to go back to social media, and he's going to give you, there are 3 reasons why people quit network marketing. And I'm pretty sure it may be well over 1,000 views right now, right? I'm telling you, he was on fire last night with why people quit network marketing. And there are 3 reasons. Go back and listen, because when you are in the process of quitting, because you don't make a decision, Mr. Wilkins, to quit on the spot. It's a process to quitting.
Yeah.
And he's going to share with you guys those 3 reasons, man. But I'm telling you, I'm so thankful that this is my coach in this profession. I'm going to continue to listen to him all the way through and through, all the way to ambassador, man. So I'm proud of you, sir. Continue to do what you're doing, serving your way to the top of this company. I'm going to tell you, the world is continuing to know the name Jarrod Wilkins. Appreciate you, Doc. Thank you so much.
Man, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you for those kind words. And, you know, we were just, you know, the what you call it yesterday, the broadcast yesterday, it came from just conversations, and you know, we were on fire. Now there are 3 reasons why people quit a network marketing business, and I think there were, you know, we were talking earlier this morning, myself and Juarez and Vivian. I told her there was probably 3 bones that you're gonna have to spit out. There was some verbiage that came out. Y'all please forgive me, don't judge me. Y'all pray for me.
Right.
There's 3 bones you're gonna have to spit out, but it's a lot of meat in there. Just 3 bones you're gonna have to spit out for your sainted ears out there. But anyway, thank everybody so much for being on. I know we've gone 12 minutes over. You know, I like to be punctual. Just recap real quick here. Monday, we've got an opportunity call. Myself, Presidential Diamond, top 150 earner, Mrs. Nina Moore. I'm gonna send out a text message to all the leaders here. And we'll disperse the Zoom ID number. The flyer will be made. I want you guys to do me a favor, please, every leader listening. I want you to start promoting on social media. We have got to capture social media more. Congratulations to all the leaders. I've been seeing Tracy Fisher, Coach Juarez, the Fergusons, Carmen, Stephanie. I've been seeing you promote big time, and so many that I haven't mentioned. Please forgive me. Perry, I see you, Ruth Bradford, on here. How you doing? You know, all of, is that France, Ruth? If you're on camera, come on. I want to shout her out. Ruth is definitely a surrogate team member. You know, we brought her in real close. I'm so proud of her. I see a lot of the things that she's doing. I'm going to give her, I got to give her 30 seconds to say something, because I want her to encourage y'all this morning. I'm so moved by her story. She's talking, I saw something on social media. She's talking about being legally blind or something like that, but it just sent chills up and down my spine, what she is accomplishing and has accomplished. All of France. Is this right, Ruth? All of France. Let me put this in perspective. Man, I'm getting emotional talking about this, man.
Wow.
You know, in this business, it gives you your highest highs and your lowest lows. And sometimes you don't know where stuff is going to come from. You don't know how stuff is going to happen. And a lot of times people, we quit too soon. We quit right before the breakthrough. You quit right before something miraculous. I don't call it magic. I call it miracles. You quit before the miracle is going to happen in your business, because things get tough and, you know, things don't seem like it's going to come out the way you had planned it. And it doesn't go according to your plan. It goes according to God's plan. And, you know, Ruth, you know, when we first got in the company, she would come up to me and she probably thought I didn't know who she was, or, you know, after she introduced herself, she probably thought, oh, you know, he meets so many people and, you know, he doesn't know. No, I knew exactly who she was. Because I remember talking to Mike Patello about international expansion when we were investing so much time at corporate, and we were talking about the countries that were opened in It Works, because 90% of the revenues come from the U.S. And he talked about how you know, France got started in what was going on. And he said, man, France is our biggest market internationally. And it came from this lady here. And so he talked to me about the story, and it was so interesting when she and I had a chance to meet. I was like, oh, that's who he was talking about. And I thought she was in France. She's right here in Dallas, Texas. And so you're in Dallas, Texas, got a huge team over France. Ruth, I'm going to bring you on. Guys, this was not even planned. I was planning on recapping and closing out because we've already gone 16 minutes over. But I just want you guys to hear from her. You know, Ruth, come on, share with everybody that's still on here. The people that have hung up, they're going to miss it. But Ruth, you know, come online, share with everybody your background. I see her all the time promoting Build It for Your Last Name and how it resonates with her. But talk about that whole France organization, how that came about, what was taking place, who you met, how it developed. Just encourage those people that are on the line right now that are literally one person away from a breakthrough happening in their business. Ruth Bradford, thank you so much. The spotlight is on you.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Mr. Wilkins, and your beautiful wife, Portia. Oh, my goodness. I don't even know what to say. I'm just sitting here cleaning up my bedroom. And all of a sudden, you're shouting out my name. What an honor. Y'all, I don't know where to start. Where do I start? Oh, my goodness. The beginning is believe in yourself, okay? I don't care what anybody tell you. I'm going to just share what I put on social media this morning. It says, love your enemies. Bless those that curse you. Do good to them. Hold on, I got to get up so I can see it. Do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. That's Matthew 4:44. So I believed in the word of God that if I stay true to myself and to what I have been taught all my life, and especially about network marketing, that I would be where I would end up where I wanted to be. I'm getting real nervous, y'all. But how France happened? First, I got to say, It Works found me. It Works. I don't know if I think you already know, Mr. Wilkins, about the acquisition of my previous company, which was Vitamark. I went to bed on July 31st, 2012 as a Vitamark distributor. And I woke up August 1st, 2012 as a It Works distributor, because It Works they needed Mike Patillo to facilitate an upgrade to their company. So he did. They acquired Vitamark. They also acquired our customer service department and our computer programmer. So I'm in. I'm all in. And when the owners of Vitamark took us to dinner and told them about the change, we were going to be going from one company to another, they said, we want you to make a lot of money. I said, how do I do that? And they said, share these products. And the products was wrapped at the time. That was their flagship product, but they didn't even have wraps. They had a wrap shortage. So they brought the greens to dinner with my husband and my other business partners, Tony and Melissa Castile, and myself, and they shared greens with us. And I'm an asthmatic, so when I drank the greens, it's like, wow, I can breathe, you know? So I've been drinking greens, first of all, since mid-July of 2012. But so the lady in France found me on social media. I don't know, I was just putting stuff out there, and about leadership, mentorship, network marketing, and somehow she found me. And I was afraid to call her. Her name is Emily Cherie, but everybody called her Millie. And so Millie, I've said for a day or two, and I said, oh, I got to call this lady. I got to call her. And I was afraid. Fear got in the way because I thought she couldn't speak English. I knew I couldn't speak French. So when I did get the phone, she spoke fluent English, and she had been an exchange student over here in America. So she's a college student at the time, 23 years old, and she was in Monterey, and that wasn't working for her. So she was looking for another company, and she found me, and we just started building. And oh my God, this is why she was in Vitamark, first of all, y'all. So she joined me in Vitamark, and then in It Works, she rejoined me. So not only when, you know you got something good when people join you twice. That's all I got to say. So go back and ask all those people that used to be with you to come back. Okay, that's all I got to say on that. But it speaks too of the company and the products. If you got to believe in your company, you got to believe in the industry, you got to believe in the product, and you got to believe in yourself. I'll put that out there. And so, yeah, France wasn't open in It Works, and that was a problem. So she through one of her business partners in Belgium. And Mike had told her, if you all get the volume up to 200,000 or something like that, it was some small number. He said, we'll
250,000 a month in a country that wasn't open. Go ahead. I'm just giving context.
And so it turned out she got it up to an enormous number. I don't want to say, because let me tell y'all something. She was putting people in. It Works. 100 a day. Now listen to me. I just put the phone down, the computer down. I was afraid at that point. It's like, what in the world is this? It was like a slot machine. It's like jackpot. That's how it felt every day. She was putting people in because she had already built a huge following. So she reminded me of Nina, Nina Moore.
Yes.
But she was just had a lot of influence. And people, and the other thing is, y'all, France needed the money. People go to those. They're not making the kind of money in Italy and in France that we're making over here.
Yeah.
So she was she was in graduate school, and she was a statistician. She knew how to do all this. So find green personalities, and they will build for you. Find yellow personalities, and they will build for you. Find every kind of personality, blue and red. But she was a green personality. And so I've gotten off track, but she was putting people in, and she found me. The short story is, I was afraid. I got through the fear, but through the help of the Lord, I made the call. And if I hadn't made that call, I don't even want to think about it. But yes, I was born with albinism. I am legally blind. And I did share this in the Austin meeting, in the Dallas meeting, when that lady that you had on the other night, Mawa, she hosted a meeting. And I was afraid for people to know of my disability because of all the bullying and stuff I used to encounter. But now, I came up with this saying, the blind can lead, because everybody say it's like the blind leading the blind. Well, Stevie Wonder is blind. Ray Charles is blind. Helen Keller was blind. And they were leaders. So me born with a disability where, low vision is, you cannot correct it regardless of how many glasses and stuff you put on. So it's just what happens. And so I didn't let my disability stop me. I focus on my ability. Yeah. And I learned the skills that network marketing, your training. Now, let me tell you how I found Mr. Wilkins and Portia. Rolling through Facebook one day, this man was driving in his car, and he was doing a live stream. So I hit play. So if you can hit play, and that's one thing we've already told people, if you can push play, you can be good at this business. And he was talking about leadership, and that's what I needed at that time. I always want to strive to be the best leader I can be, and a good follower. Good leaders are good followers too. So I started following you all, and you were talking about building for your last name. And I'm going, yes. It was so good. So you had motivational calls and all that. And you all were mentoring me. I call you my virtual mentor. You're part of my millionaire mastermind. And next thing, I went to a meeting and met Santiago and Pam. And Santiago had his Clio coffee. I walked in with my It Works gear, black, green, bling, head to toe. He said, I'm drinking that coffee. And then I discovered that that you all had just joined on, and I kept it on the low key, on the back, because y'all didn't want nobody to know. So we partnered up with Pam and Sundiata, and that's when I joined your team. It's like, I joined this team too. He said, well, he was surprised that I knew who you were, first of all. And I said, they done joined It Works? Ooh, the network marketing will never be saved. I knew y'all what y'all was capable of bringing. I know. Oh, first of all, I called you on you was way back in Organo Go. Forgot to tell you, you and David Imminati. So I've just been a stalker who have become your biggest fan, and thank you for everything you are doing to help It Works and our team and It Works. You are an integral part. I see you taking photos with the French team. Come on in. Just, you know, y'all, I'm part of this. I'm not going anywhere. And I told you, I said, I'm part of y'all team. Y'all just have to accept me. So thank you for welcoming me and helping me with open arms. You all are the best thing that could happen if It Works. And I know the blessings if anyone just follow their system. Systems duplicate, people don't. I can't be a Nina. I can't be a Portia. I can't be a Jarrod. I can't be a Kay Fisher, my sister queen that I take a picture with every time I see her. And you know, y'all are such a welcoming blessing to this company. And I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate everything you're doing and the words of God and the spirit that you all are bringing to this company. It's always been a faith-based, but y'all took that up to a whole nother level. So I'm gonna stop talking because I can chit-chat all night, all day. And I just want to thank you so much. Everybody on this call, everybody in the team. I'm proud of everybody. And I'm just glad to be part of you.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you, Miss Ruth. I didn't know what was going to be said, but I knew we needed to hear it. All of us, I know for a fact we all needed to hear exactly what you said, because, you know, it's amazing how, and I'm getting text messages coming in like crazy, but it's amazing. We talk about it all the time. You're one person away from a major explosion happening in your business. And it's one of the things I say all the time. And I tell Lee, you got me in tears over here. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, but I tell leaders this all the time. You're one person away from a major, major explosion. And you're just an example. Guys, I remember talking to Mike Patillo, and he was saying that he told Ruth and Millie, hey, y'all got to get that thing to $250,000 a month in volume. And then we will go open it. And he said he was just saying it, just kind of blowing them off. And they believed, you know, when the company didn't believe. It's one thing when your prospects don't believe. It's another thing when the company don't believe. They're like, yeah, get into, well, how are we going to do it? We're not open. We're not shipping products there. You're not paying commission. But man, the right ones always find a way. I don't know how they do it. We just do it. And, you know, they got there. Think about it. They got there. This was a few years back. I just extrapolated a lot of things that came from what you were saying, Ruth, where you wake up one day, you're in one company. The next day, the company is bought out by another company. The owner's telling you, yeah, we need to meet with y'all to explain, if you want to be successful, how you need to be, you know, utilizing these products. And it goes from one circumstance, one plan that you had, and then God brings you another plan. And I guarantee you, Ruth, you probably weren't doing that type of volume in Vitamart as you're doing it. It Works. And man, look at that one. Yes, it's something else she said. She was sharing it, and the lady found her. Why? Because she was sharing it. Man, I'm a big stickler. Man, keep promoting, keep putting it out there, whether it's 1 like or 100 likes. I keep putting it out there. Sometimes it takes a hit to my ego. I'm like, man, I only got 5 likes. Only got 200 views. Man, I'm done with y'all. Y'all don't want to hear nothing I got to say. And then that one person, that one right person sees it. That one right person hears it. That one right person, it resonates. Boom, they reach out. And she had the courage to call. That's another thing. Had the courage to call. In spite of the fear, in spite of the mental fog, she had the courage to call the lady, 23 years old. Look at that. I don't know, Ruth, is that lady, is she a diamond, double, triple? Is she any? Let me see. Let me unmute Ruth real quick. I want to hear the rest of this. Is that lady, did she hit diamond? What position did she hit, Ruth?
Part 2 of the story is she hit presidential and she quit. But guess what? Yeah.
And
she got mad. And it's something that she got. And I'm going to tell y'all something now. This is very important. Do not let other people talk you out of your blessing. Don't do that. She quit over some, I'm not gonna go into details, but she quit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it was involved with a third party.
Wow.
Guess what didn't leave?
What didn't leave?
Her $1 million a month volume that comes to my team.
Hey, dynamic compression.
$1 million a month. Y'all, when I go up under $1 million, I think something is wrong. Now get that. I'm not bragging, but
No,
I feel
you're
like
sharing. You
share
building
this
faith.
with everybody on this call.
Yes.
And Sundiata, he saw it. One day when I met him, I showed him my back office and what I made, and I told him then, I don't care what happened, don't quit.
Don't quit.
So yeah, $1 million
Right.
volume.
So she went presidential, quit. Guys, so some of us, y'all have distributors that quit and you want to quit. Some of you got root executives that quit and you want to run. You know, me and Tracy were talking this a few months ago, and he was like, man, I had 19 diamonds that quit. Man, she had a presidential that quit, right? So, you know, I look at Mark Pentecost, think about how many presidentials and triples and ambassadors that have quit, that have left, and we're still here. That over $1 million a month, would you receive it? Receive it. Receive it. $1 million a month is coming in now. Over $1 million a month is coming in now. I'm receiving that, man. I'm receiving that, man. I'm receiving it. You're hearing it from somebody who's done it. You don't have to, see, you get all hung up on the how and how it's going to happen. I've got to be this super supreme orator and this. No, I receive it. However God is going to deliver it, I receive it. If he's going to do it overnight, I'll receive it. If it's going to take him 3 days, I'll receive it. If it's going to take him 30 days, I'll receive. Man, I'm receiving the blessing, man. I ain't got to know all. I'm receiving it. And then you're going to have a story like Ruth. You may not know my name, but you're going to know my story. You may not see me on stages and all that, but you're going to be seeing my yes. Go by them stages, doing them trainings, doing it. You're going to be seeing my yes. My yes, meaning the reason why I said yes, all them people going, when they take them big old pictures with 2, 3, 4, 500, 1,000 people, and guess what? That's my yes. Hey, that's my yes. My yes. You ought to receive that, man. That's your yes that affects the lives of people around the world. So, man, I know we're grossly over time, but how many of y'all think this was worth it? We got this recorded. You're gonna send this out, man. You got it just for Ruth's part. I mean, I'm gonna cut it and have it on repeat. Have that permeating throughout my spirit. But thank y'all so much, everybody that shared. Thank you, Tracy Fisher. Thank you, Mrs. Ruth Bradford. Thank you so much, Vali Ford. Thank you so much, Sunyata Ferguson, Mr. Sharif, Rashad. Thank you so much, everybody that was on. Congratulations. Monday, we're back. Tuesday, we're back. Let's go out, guys. Keep sharing, keep promoting, keep calling. You're one person away from over $1 million a month coming into your business. God bless you. God bless your families. And God most certainly bless your dreams. And to think, I almost didn't even do this call. Jesus Christ. All right, folks. Appreciate y'all.